Hey guys, Alex Kahn here, and I want to show you this 1/18 scale diecast model made by Hot Wheels in 2002, and it's supposed to be the Cadillac Cien, which was introduced to the world in 2002 at the Detroit Auto Car Show. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I didn't really know anything about this car until I watched that movie in 2005, The Island, and that starred Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson. So in that movie, and I do want to stress this, this is not a movie piece of merchandise. This is just a diecast made of the car with no ties to the movie whatsoever. But the whole reason why I bought this diecast is because of the movie The Island. So I want to talk about The Island and how this car relates to it. So yeah, when I watched this movie in 2005, I watched it in the theaters, and then towards like the last half of the movie, that's when you see this car, and when I looked at it, I was like, wow, what is this supercar or whatever it is? And then I saw the Cadillac badgings on it, and I was like, what the heck? I didn't know Cadillacs made such a thing, but when I looked it up, apparently they did, but it never made it past the concept car stage. Yeah, unfortunately, this car never got produced. That's a real shame, though, because I have never seen a Cadillac that looked like this. It's definitely a huge radical departure from the Cadillacs that I know of. So yeah, in the movie, it shows up for about 5 minutes. This is when Lincoln and his friend Scarlett Johansson, when they break out of the compound, they try to find their sponsors. And in this case, the sponsors are not really good people. They're basically just really rich people who are on the verge of dying. So what they do is they pay big loads of money to clone themselves so that they can use these healthier body parts to put in themselves when it's time for them to kick the bucket. So they can extend their lives at the cost of a clone. So there's a lot of ethics and morality involved in cloning humans. So that's what the island was about, basically. But yeah, they finally find Lincoln's sponsor, and he's this really rich guy apparently who designs vehicles like cars, motorcycles, boats, what have you. But yeah, Lincoln tries to get help from this guy, Tom Lincoln, and Tom Lincoln agrees to it, but he is lying. So as these guys are supposedly driving towards the news station to blow the cover on human cloning, Tom Lincoln, who has a vested interest in keeping the secret, decides to pull a gun on Lincoln Echo. That's the clone, because he does not want to die within 2 years. He wants to use his clone for body parts so that he can extend his own life. So he pulls a gun on him, and that's when the security detail from that cloning facility comes over and tries to stop him, and they accidentally kill the sponsor, not knowing who the real they're not knowing who the original sponsor was, because they looked exactly alike. But yeah, so there's a little car chase that develops. I believe they are Dodge Magnums that chase this car for a little bit, and plus the gunner in the helicopter shoots out the rear window and also takes a shot at the engine. But yeah, that movie, as I said, this car appears for about 5 minutes in that one little scene, and that was enough to make an impression on me. So I definitely went out and I got this diecast. In the movie, the owner, the sponsor, Tom Lincoln, says that this car is a V12 2009 Cadillac with 750 horsepower and costing over $500,000. I don't know about the horsepower bit, and the year 2009 is definitely off because the movie came out in 2005. But the car is a V12, so that part was accurate about that. Now I want to show you some of the details on this diecast. Now the doors actually do open. I gotta pick it up to do it. And this one has the the scissor doors, aka the Lamborghini doors. I don't like calling this door system a Lambo door system because if it's not a Lamborghini, then why am I calling it a Lambo? So I'd prefer to call it scissor doors. So if you'll note, in the inside, there's not very much space for anything except for the driver and his immediate passenger. That's because this is a sports car, and not only that, it's also a mid-rear engine sports car. So the engine that almost sits in the middle of this car takes up all the space that there would normally have, a back seat. So yeah, this car was definitely made primarily for performance and wasn't made to take your family out. And that's a very cool concept, though. For people who just like to go joyriding, this would be an amazing car. And you'll definitely turn a lot of heads just because no one's seen something like this made by Cadillac. But yeah, there's some advantages to having the engine towards the rear middle, and that is a handling and also balance. So you got the weight distribution balance is a little bit better. But that said, this car would still be prone to understeering, just because most of the weight is still towards the back of the car. Also, this car is rear drive. Forgot to mention that it's a mid-engine. Sorry, it's a mid-rear engine, rear wheel drive. But yeah, most people who are in the who do like movie stunts, they prefer these rear wheel drive cars just because you can do a lot. You can do a lot more stunts with it. But yeah, so that's my take on this car. Definitely, hold on, I want to close these doors. I don't want to screw up the gear on my turntable here. But this is a nice looking model. Oh, I forgot to show you. But if you turn the steering wheel inside, that'll also turn the front wheels. But yeah, what did you guys think of the Island movie? And what did you guys think of this car in that movie? And what do you think of this diecast? Now, honestly, yeah, I typically don't go for cars like this, but because it was used in a movie, in a good movie, mind you, I just had to get this for dirt cheap, by the way, because not many people are looking for this car. But I love movie and TV cars, especially obscure ones. Like this would definitely qualify as obscure.